Remember, the Guru has used the analogy of Pugat Gyan. Eat the food of wisdom. So how do we consume wisdom? We know how we eat food, but how do we eat wisdom? What do we need to do? How do we consume this Gyan of the Guru? We can do it by engaging with the wisdom of the Guru. And there's lots of different ways that you can engage with the Guru. You can read what the Guru has to say. You can recite what the Guru is saying so that it gets ingrained and embedded into your memory. Another way to consume the Guru's knowledge is to consistently and constantly talk about it with other interested people. That's called Sangat. Doing vichar, having a constant dialogue about what the Guru is saying. Constantly trying to understand from each other and learning from each other, what does the Guru really mean here? So there are many ways that we can consume this on a daily basis. Listen to the hukamnama of the Guru in the morning and try and understand what is the Guru saying. Talk to other people about it. So we can do it through Gurbani, through Path, through Kirtan, or through Vichar. But doing this daily is something that becomes part of the practice of a Sikh. You eat every day. No one forgets to have their meals. It's just something deeply ingrained within us. You wake up in the morning, whether you're hungry or not, you start to eat. Yet, we don't have the same attitude towards the Guru's wisdom. In fact, we wait until we've done everything else, and only when we've got a bit of spare time do we spend any time with the Guru's wisdom. And then we wonder why Sikhi isn't working. Then we wonder why the Guru's wisdom isn't really having the effect on us. Guru says, treat the Guru's wisdom as your food. You eat even if you don't want to eat. You eat just because other people are eating. You eat what is good for you and you eat what is bad for you, but you eat all the time. But we don't do that with the Guru. We have to consume the wisdom of the Guru. And remember what we're doing with eating all the time. Sometimes when we get bored, sometimes when we get lonely, just to satisfy ourselves, we start eating. So it satisfies an unsatisfied mind. The Guru says, actually, if you read what the Guru is saying and you actually contemplate what the Guru is saying, it'll begin to start satisfying the urges of your mind. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji talks about this quite nicely in Ang 1031. Guruji says, Pojan Gyan Maha Ras Mitha. The wisdom, the food of spiritual wisdom, is a supremely sweet juice. Maha Rasa Mitha. Jin Chakhya Tin Darshan Ditha. Whoever tastes this sweet juice of the Guru's wisdom, whoever tastes it, they see the divine presence. Tin Darshan Ditha. Guruji is telling you this is what will happen if you consume the wisdom of the Guru. You will see the divine. Darshan dekh mile bairagi, man mansa mar samata hai. Beholding the presence, seeing that divine, this unattached person meets that divine being, and they kill their mind and they kill their desires and they merge easily into that divine that they've met. So this is what Guru is telling you will happen if you actually consume this wisdom. And the Guru is not saying that it's a bitter pill. Guru is saying Maha Rasa Mitha. It's such a sweet, tasty juice that you just keep wanting to have more and more and more of it. But what we've done is we've made the Guru so unapproachable. We've made the Guru something so distant that all we can do is worship it from afar. But the Guru doesn't want you to just worship it from afar. The Guru doesn't want your ramals and your 10p coins that you put in front of the Guru to matha take. That's not what the Guru wants. The Guru is wisdom, So the Guru wants you to listen to that wisdom, to take that wisdom and to benefit your life with that wisdom. So to consume this wisdom means to take this wisdom inside you. See, when you look at food, you don't just look at it. You don't just smell it and then walk away from it. You have to taste it, you have to eat it. You have to know what is the experience of that food. And that food then goes inside you and it just mingles and merges into your very body. That food becomes you. Does that make sense? The food becomes you. And so this is what the Guru is saying you have to do with this wisdom. You have to taste it, you have to experience it so that it becomes a part of you. Create a personal relationship with this Guru. Create a relationship with this wisdom. Let the wisdom enter your body. Let it sink in, let it soak into your mind. Let it become a part of you. So that you become a part of it and it becomes a part of you. And let the Guru become the very basis of your thinking. What we do is we form opinions in our head and then we pick and choose what other people say, whether it fits the opinions that we've already decided on. Yeah? That's how we choose our religions, that's how we decide anything in life. Any new ideas, we've already decided what we like and then we just ask everyone else what are the other options and then you just pick and choose. So your mind is the basis. Your opinions are the basis on which all of your thoughts will then be placed on. It's as though you've created a vessel. And that vessel is me, my opinion first. And then I'll just put anything else in that bowl that fits with what I already know to be the truth. The Guru says, that's not going to work. You can't just pick and choose what you want. You have to replace your vessel with the Guru's vessel. Let the Guru's wisdom be the very basis of your opinions on the world. How you should think should not be based on your opinions of the world, because your opinions of the world are based on your misguided self-identity. Your ego, the very fact that you think I exist and somebody else exists as separate from me, that's the very basis of how we think. And everything that we think is then sprouting from that misconception that I exist. The Guru says, let's start again. Think about this game like Jenga where you're building a big tower with lots and lots of delicate pieces and you say, don't touch it. Don't move anything. You can maybe take the one from the top, but don't move everything else because the entire thing is going to collapse. And that's what we do with our thoughts and opinions. The Guru says, but the very basis on which you've built this tower needs to be changed. You have to be willing to say, right, I forget everything, let's start again. When you start again, you start with the Guru's wisdom. The Guru's wisdom starts with Ik Onkar. First, understand what that means. Don't build the rest of your tower until you've understood what Ik means, until you know what non-duality is, until you know what I and you really mean. Then all your opinions are going to be false. All your opinions are going to be based on a false idea. So first, let that be the wisdom that is the very basis of your thinking. So this is how you start to kill your mind's desires. This is how you start to begin to understand what the Guru has to show you. Because remember what the Guru's job is. The Guru's job is to show you God. You can't just stick to your own thoughts and your own ideas and then just keep antagonizing the Guru and saying, come on then, show me God. I don't have any time to change. You just show me what you have to show me. If I like it, I'll take it. If I don't like it, I won't take it. The Guru says it's not that simple. What I have to show you requires you to change. If you're willing to change, then I can show you it. It's there. There's a 100% guarantee that you'll see it. But you have to be willing to change. Because what the Guru is showing you isn't something external to you. What the Guru is showing you is inside you. If you want to see God, you're not going to see God out there somewhere. You're going to see God in here. You're going to know what God is by the very experience within yourself. How's that going to happen? The Guru has to change the very dirt that's inside there. The very thing that's clouding your judgment and clouding your way of seeing. The Guru has to clear that. So you must allow this wisdom to embed so deeply within you that it begins to fundamentally change who you are. So the question we have to ask ourselves, is this the relationship that we have with our Guru? Have we created this relationship with our Guru? Have we created a practice that allows us to consume what the Guru is saying to us on a daily basis? Can we progress if all we're doing is just quickly reading our Nityanem, very quickly just listening to Kirtan restlessly, just getting annoyed at any katha that doesn't really make any sense, and then we walk away and we say, this Sikhi stuff doesn't work? Is this the relationship that we've created? Do we think that this is enough? So what can you do to actually progress your relationship with this Guru so that you can actually bring the message to life? What can you do? Think about how you learn any subject. Think about being a student again. How do you learn a subject? First you go and you buy the textbook. And then you start reading the textbook. Then you might be highlighting the key points. Then you might go to some lectures to listen and learn how to interpret that information that you've read. Then you start to memorize those key points. So we go through quite a few different steps in order to learn a subject. We take notes, we write our own understanding down, we read around the subject. And all of this the student does to pass the exam. Because the exam isn't just going to ask you to regurgitate what you've memorized. The exam's going to question your understanding. The test is going to ask you in a way that makes the examiner know that you've really understood this subject. So, Gurbani we have to learn in the same way. It's no use just being able to quote hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lines. That's of no use. If you haven't understood, if you haven't allowed that change to happen within you, then all you've done is memorize the book. You've taken the textbook of any subject and you've simply just memorized it, but you haven't understood any of it. So when somebody asks you a slightly different question that's not in the book, the only answer that you give is just a quote from the book, because it seems to be related to the question. You need to be able to answer the question from your experience, from your ingrained understanding of the Guru, so that you can apply the Guru's message in any scenario. So that when you go out in the real world and you have to deal with real world issues, you're dealing with it from the wisdom that the Guru has given you. Because there in the real world, your quotes aren't going to help. There your understanding, your wisdom is going to help. And that's the Guru's wisdom right at the base of who you are. And what is the test of this student? Life is your test. Every day is your test. Not the test where the Guru is saying, have you done all the things that I've told you to do? That's not the test. It's not have you followed all the rules. It's about, are you able to deal with life in the way that the Guru has helped you to deal with life? Are you able to engage with people and control the thoughts in your mind? Are you able to engage with your emotions? Are you able to be authentic within yourself and not just put a pretend face in front of everyone else? This is the test that the Guru has for you. And every day is a test. Every day is a challenge. Do you exist in your self-identity all the time? Does the person walking around dealing with the whole world believe that it is me, I. If you think I am doing anything, then the Guru's wisdom hasn't yet sunk in within you. If the Guru's wisdom has sunk in within you, then the I inside you disappears. That's your test. That's how you test yourself every day. Am I walking around in this self-identity? Or can you experience the silent presence of oneness inside you and all around you? Can you feel that? Can you remember it? Can you be conscious of it? It's there. That's how you know whether this Gurbani is working or not. Bhugat Gyan. Consume the wisdom